Hey, welcome in everybody for another edition of Talking Rasslin. I am professional wrestling referee Super Dave Miller, otherwise known as Pondwater Dave. Join with me as always is the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn.
Hello.
How's it going, Amy?
It is going well, but it's very wet
Yeah,
here.
I was on vacation last week, and the only thing I really wanted to accomplish was getting my yard mowed.
Mm.
And it's not mowed, and it's out of control, and it's going to be one hell of an undertaking. I might have
Well,
to
and
mow
it
it
doesn't.
twice.
I was going to say they kind of act like we're not going to get any relief for a few more days. Like it's going to rain pretty much every day for the next week.
As long as the animals don't start lining up two by two, I'm cool.
Yeah, it is. But here it's a little bit even more aggravating. Like it's very off on. Like pour for 20 minutes, stop for 30. So you really can't get anything done.
Yeah,
Like you
it's
said, outside, you're like, oh well, it's nice right now.
even the
Thinking
dogs
maybe
don't want to go out in the
possibly.
grass right now. It's high.
Oh, they get
I mean,
lost, those poor babies.
it needed it, and it just started. I mean, that's what happens. Is I was doing real good taking care of it. It looked like a park out there,
Yes,
and then after 2 weeks of rain,
it gets a
man,
little cray.
yeah, it's hired a cat's back for sure.
Yeah.
Matthew, Elvis Presley, tell them Hawk. Ooh, what a rush! We're gonna get to
Yes.
that. Allison's here. Hey, Allison.
Oh,
She
awesome.
said she's late, but she came in right after the music quit playing. So, what you think about the new song, Amy?
You know what? I liked it. I love the Talking Wrestling sign that you made. That's
Yeah, I may have to see if
awesome.
I can find somebody in China to make me one of those.
Yeah, or I was going to say, big time belts. Do they have any friends? No,
Um,
might be worth looking into.
I'm gonna humble brag right off the bat.
I love that. Oh, that's so cool.
America's 250 with the red, white, and blue macho man. Yeah, dig it. I do.
I want that.
Super excited to come into that today. Macho was
That
riding
is really
shotgun
cool.
with me. You had a pretty big weekend.
I did. So it actually started a little early on Thursday night. We had our county fair was going on, and we had pro wrestling. Believe it or not, was there. Pro wrestling. Uh, this is the second time they've been at our fair, and they had Mayfield Mayhem 2. Ted DiBiase was there. I went with my niece and nephew who are becoming huge wrestling fans. They love my nephew Ross loves Penta, and Finley, big fan of Rhea Ripley. Who is it, right?
Yeah, she
And
hits.
they both love Danhausen, and Ross does not like Dirty Dom, as he likes to say.
Hey, the blonde next to Ted DiBiase on the poster. That is
Yes, his
is
last
that the?
name's Taylor. Let me think. Jake. Let me look.
I feel bad that I know I recognize
Shane.
him. Who?
Shane. Let me look up his name. It's Taylor. I know.
Okay.
I looked it up earlier, and of course, I have no memory.
Yeah.
I'm working on that.
Wow, they put the referees on the poster.
Do what?
They put the referees on the poster.
Heck yeah.
You don't put the referees on the poster.
Well, this is a they're trying to drum up some business for who is this? Alex Taylor. Lord,
Okay.
I had his Shane, I had him all kinds of stuff. I did have Taylor though.
Well, that's Jeremiah Puckett right there.
He was there. He had his title up for on the line. That was a great match.
He's a hell of a talent. I've worked with him before. He's
Yes.
worked in Bayou before.
Oh, really? I figure with the NWA title, I figure, he's a little bit everywhere.
Yeah.
Uh,
He-
a local wrestler, his name is Race Richards, and um, he's part of oh, look, there's my little niece, Fin. Aren't they so cute? I had my Horseman hat on, and I had my Tully Blanchard shirt on. Uh, this was one of the ladies that competed. Finley has a mask, if you can kind of see. She was wearing that around. I forgot this lady's name. I just no good. She was actually she was fun. She kind of like acted like she was going to bite people. So Finley was a little. Actually, Ross did not want his picture with her. Finley was cool with it because she would be like, ow, ow, when she was in the ring earlier. So they weren't really for sure how to cover that. That was funny.
Nothing better than watching wrestling with kids.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Look at him with his WWE belt that he brought.
Yeah.
And he's got a Lucha Brothers shirt. Like they were completely decked out. They were so ready.
They
Loved
had the
every
uniform
minute
on
of
and
it.
ready to go. Look at there. Look at
Exactly. Penta, little Penta's in the house right there. They're so crazy. This is their favorite part. It was to get the high fives. That was all they wanted. They sprinted. They followed these people. Um, just you could kind of see Finley over there. She was ready. Get the high five from this little lady.
Kids love to high five when you come back through that curtain on your way to the ring. Even the refs get high fives. It's kind of cool.
Everybody. There's Ross. This was Big Daddy. Ross is ready to get his hand slapped. It's just so funny how, like you said, all the kids were running. They all were running. I just took an action shot. There is Trey. I think his name was Tavon Brown. But again, Finley and Ross getting those high fives. He was good. I enjoyed him. I enjoyed it all. I mean, I did.
Well, that's cool. I think
That's
it's cool
Carmen
that not only are you
Childers.
supporting independent wrestling.
Oh yeah,
getting those kids involved early, and they're making memories. I mean, those kids they're very impressionable at that age, and that interaction, good or bad. I mean, as long as it's not a bad one,
Exactly.
But he'll remember that he's scared of the lady that bites because Jeremiah used to yell at. I mean, my nephew still remember Jeremiah scared the piss out of him.
Well, I tell you what happened to Finley. Race Richards, who, like I said, he's a local. He's from Mayfield, and he wrestled. His family was there. He was super pumped. And when she came back over, and he's a good guy. She came back over and goes, "He hit my hand hard." So he was just slapping. He was just pumped up, ready to go. But it was great. Finley and Ross, we went to Rome, Georgia. They got to meet Arn Anderson, Tony Schiavone, Jeff Jarrett, Harley Cameron. They had a great time. Like I said, getting to be that close is definitely, that's probably something that they will not experience at any, WWE show they might make it to.
Not unless they get down there close, but at least WWE is going out on the road to do some B and C towns.
Yes. I tell you, Cape Girardeau, which is about an hour and a half for me, used to have house shows. WWE used to do house shows. It is SEMO, Southeast Missouri University, State, whatever you want to call it. And we would go over there, and it was the best time because, I mean, we could kind of pick where we wanted to sit. Everybody could slap hands. People were more talkative. People, Aaron, one time we went for his birthday, and he got asked, the ring announcer said, "You want to play a game?" And you know what I mean? So there's just so much interaction with the fans. And
Maddie got to play the game, and it was impersonations. And we had a grown ass man up there doing Hulk Hogan and a grown ass man doing Randy Savage. And I told Maddie, I said, when he gets the microphone, go, "I'm Bailey and I'm a hugger." And then you hug that man.
Uh-huh.
And sure enough, she goes, "I'm Bailey and I'm a hugger." And she hugged him, And the crowd went, oh, and them two guys knew they lost.
100%. They should have known as soon as she walked up there. It's like, you're competing against a child.
Yeah, well, she didn't overdo it. She just went with the tagline. At the time, Bailey was still a hugger. So,
Right.
and I was hoping that maybe if Bailey heard it, she'd come out, but
Oh,
it didn't work out
yeah.
that way.
Well, I will say, if I ever hear of WWE going to Cape, that would be a show that I would want to take Ross and Finley to, because I think that's a great introduction. It's relatively, decently, priced to get good seats on the rail, like.
Well, I don't know if they're going to be decently priced anymore. I think Amy has froze up.
Did I get?
You froze.
Ah,
But I mean, the kids going at an early age, it does, and if they have a good experience, just meeting one wrestler or one of them slaps their hand, or I mean, it's just they just don't forget it. It's just
no,
it
that was
builds so
so
much
funny.
goodwill, and uh, I'm hoping that I'm really hoping that AEW will pick up the slack that WWE's left behind in Jackson, Mississippi. The Coliseum's small, be great for
Oh, that would
television.
be fun.
I just think that there's these markets that are being neglected now. I think AEW could super serve them. Honestly.
Well, and especially again, if you for a family. Now, granted, I know some of it, but I mean, you know, some of it maybe hold off on the blood matches a lot, but like, you know, letting the families go and meeting
Yeah.
the different wrestlers and stuff like that's priceless to a family who could not afford to take their kids to a WWE show when each ticket's $200. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, before we jump into the Road Warriors, I want to talk about just briefly touch on AEW. They had Double or Nothing. I watched some of it. I didn't stay up and watch the whole thing. I couldn't.
You had to go to work.
Right. And
Right.
there's parts, but the parts I saw, I thoroughly enjoyed. I mean, FTR against
Not just
Edge
because
and
you're
Christian.
elderly.
That was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Man, give me Okada to Takeshita all day long. But I believe I had a little epiphany that I may be turning into a wrestling Karen.
Ooh,
Because I'm
tell.
thinking that I care about things that other people don't. Like, I've always admitted that because I'm a referee, I watch wrestling through the eyes of a referee.
Sure.
So when they're fighting on the floor and I realize, hey, they've been down here for a minute, and then
Yes.
I start counting, because obviously the ref's not counting and they've been out for a minute. So then I
Right.
start counting, and then I'm just like, okay, I'm at 15. So why aren't we counting? Or at the very least, I'm thinking that the ref should jump out of the ring and try to convince them to get back in the ring. If you're just going to stand in the ring and not count, get out. If you're
Right.
out of the
What are you
ring, you
doing?
can't count. Try to talk them in and say, hey, guys, we got to do this. But the referees make no, I mean, and it's not just one of them. I'm not picking on one in particular. But I'm just
Right.
saying that they stand in there and they won't count while they're out of the ring. And I did it on two occasions. On two occasions, I counted the other night. They weren't even close to, it's just, and then eventually they start the count. It's just, but I got to thinking that maybe I'm being a Karen because I'm picking that apart. I mean, it's important and it's a hill I die on, but
No,
maybe
I
they're
do think
maybe
it's
they're
important.
instructed just to go with the flow, and I just don't understand the complete burial of the referees. And if they would just go to the trouble of saying that we operate under the same rules as an ECW, or just maybe talk about it's just little things, but I'm not sure today's fans even know. I don't think I don't know that the average fan notices that the referee's not counting.
I feel like maybe they don't. I mean, because they're watching.
Well, I'll tell you what happens though. Is it like if they don't count them on the apron? So now when
Right.
I count them on the apron, because they don't count them on the apron on television, we kind of get blowback from the fans because they're
Oh, because you're doing it.
yeah, they're teaching the fans to be dumbasses too.
That is hard.
I mean, if you cannot formulate, if you can't put a match together within the framework of the rules, then you're not
Right.
much of a worker. And I
Right.
don't care whose toes. I don't care who toes I step on. Get glad in the same shoes you got mad in, because if that pisses you off, then the truth hurts.
Well, and I think the other thing is that, I mean, unfortunately, if you're younger, they're not they're not really, thinking about that. Like it's not that big of a deal.
No, when they're outside the ring, they're looking to see who's going to jump off on their head.
Exactly. Like they're following because yeah, if they're outside the ring, it's because they're like you said, somebody's getting hit, knocked out, thrown against. Oh, just really quick. Did you watch Raw last night?
I did.
Can we just really quick when I talk about getting thrown out of the ring, but oh my God, did you not think Javon Evans was broken in half when whatever onto the announce
I
desk?
didn't. I
Oh,
didn't see. I didn't see the match.
oh my God.
I saw the beginning of it, and then for some reason I got it at the end, and they were in the. It was the little was Javon was talking to him after the match and said, "I'm going to get another chance," and then Rey Mysterio was there, and I didn't get to see the match, and I wanted to. I mean, I was kind of in and out all during the broadcast.
I got you. It was a great match, but there were several moves, but the very first one that just really, I was just like it's almost like Penta was supposed to, um, I don't know, he came flying out of the ring, you know how it is, and was supposed to maybe like go over the announce table, crash that way. And he just absolutely just his back just hit the back
Ugh.
of the announce table, like basically where the table is, and like maybe where the top of it is. Like I don't know what you want to call it, but anyway, I thought it was. I was like, oh my God, he is like Shawn Michaels on the coffin. Was
Yeah,
my
I
thought
mean,
process. It's like,
it's
oh my
crazy.
God, you
It
poor thing. And then
those
he
kind
did
of
a.
spots are crazy. I did pop for
Oh,
Oba.
I
I
like
did
Oba.
pop for Oba talking about it. You think he was pissed? What do you think 4F5 does? I didn't like that he said he was going to kill him.
Yeah, me neither. I don't think he could have said
I don't know if he
I
meant
want
to
to
say that.
truly retire him or something like
Yeah,
I'm with
I don't know
you.
if he meant to say that.
Right.
And I can't really tell who the good guys and the bad guys are. I mean, look at the bloodline. I mean, even LA Knight called him out on it. Said three of y'all jumped Jacob. I don't. When's the last time you saw three good guys jump a bad guy?
Right.
Like, I mean, yeah, I can't say. Hey, I remember that time when the Von Erich boys beat all three of them. Just beat up my Terry Gordy. Just three
Right.
on one. It never happened. So
It's interesting.
it's just such shades of gray. It's I don't. It's like that song. There ain't no good guys. There ain't no bad guys. It's just you and me, and we just disagree.
Very, very true.
I mean, it's crazy. Uh, and what are the freaking chances that Danhausen goes on a show on ESPN on First Take, curses the Cavs, and then they blow a 22-point lead in the fourth quarter?
I mean, that's some gold right there.
God
Right.
almighty.
That is just some
It is so incredible.
comedic gold.
You just can't. You can't script it any better.
No. 100%.
I mean, if that's scripted, then the NBA is booking better than WWE right now.
I'm sorry to jump to Raw. I just thought when we were talking about jumping around and flying out of the ring, that made me think about that. Really, I thought it was not. I don't know. It did not look good. He sold it. If he was I mean, if it was pre-planned and all that good stuff, he sold it to me.
I don't think you got to do all that. I just don't. I mean, But I don't. Logan Paul's out.
Yes.
The
And it
Vision
wasn't
is snake
even,
bit. The Vision is snake bit.
oh my gosh, did you see, but have you seen the most recent uh photos that Bronson Reed has posted
No.
on like his Instagram or whatever? You need to check it out. He looks like he's working out. He's cut. Like he's going to be a completely different person when he comes back. Him and Gunther must have been working out somehow. I don't know. He's going to
Well,
come back completely different.
well, speaking of guys that were completely jacked up,
You know
let's
what?
talk about Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom.
I wanted you to see the shirt that I have on today. It says wrestling was better in the 80s. And I really, after between watching last week, which we talked about the Four Horsemen, and then this week, Legion of Doom, and watching all the old film and
Yeah.
everything in that, I do think wrestling was better in the 80s. So I
Oh,
wanted to show it off today. I was like, I 100% agree with that, I believe.
Hey, Ben Jones. Good morning. Hey, Miss Ginger. No,
Good
Miss Ginger, I
morning.
will not be at LAW Friday night. I will be in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, LAW. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna tell you. I remember when they seeing them on the Superstation, just coming out and bodying people, and I mean they look like village people when they started. No, they did.
I remember used to thinking about, because they say they're like from the mean streets of Chicago. Like what? Like I was really thinking about Mad Max, I guess. Like the vision of what the mean
Well,
streets of Chicago were to look like if
well,
these were the people that were running around.
Gary Hart really helped with that pushing that the Chicago Halstead Street. And Chicago was
Hmm.
a bad place because he did that with the one man gang, and
Yeah.
it was just I think that became fashionable that Chicago was bad. It was just a bad place, but
I guess.
uh,
But I totally was like, oh my God. I mean, it was just Ben.
man, I'm
You know,
telling you that
oh, that's kind of
I
funny
loved.
story.
I really started liking the Road Warriors pretty quick, and I just remember that man. They
How
were
could
so
you not?
it,
Like,
but they had the Legion of Doom. Precious Paul Ellering Legion of
just
Doom had Jake the
beating
Snake Roberts in it, and King Kong Bundy, and uh, Buzz Sawyer. As a matter of fact, the Road Warriors
yeah.
beating up Brett Wayne. It was Brett Wayne, which was Brett Wayne Sawyer, Buzz's little brother, and that's
Ah
what
ha
turned.
ha.
That's when
Who
Buzz
was the
turned.
spoiler? Was that
Yeah, Don
oh
Jardine.
turn it to get out to I'm sorry.
Yeah, they
I think
but
I know
see, nobody knew that he was.
I'm lagging or
Nobody knew that
something.
that was Buzz Sawyer's brother. It was just Brett Wayne. And but Jake
Oh,
Roberts was in the Legion of
J-
Doom, and he was the TV champion.
I remember
It
that. I mean,
so
I from this or they didn't talk about that in this show,
no,
did
no,
they?
no.
I didn't think so. I was like, I don't remember that part anyway.
Hey, I'm
But
going to go ahead right off the top and tell you that out of all the biographies that have been done this season, this is my least favorite. This was more like a Dark Side of the Ring episode than a biography. I mean, I text Amy. When I was a little over an hour in. I said, "This sucks." I mean, it's like every time I look at the screen, they're reminding us that Hawk is on drugs. Animal's a great guy, loves his family. Hawk is on drugs. Hawk is disappointing somebody. And I just felt like they were shitting on Hawk.
well, okay, let me ask you a question.
Great guy.
What should
First they
they have?
determined he liked to fight. His brothers
Yeah,
kind of said, well, he liked to fight.
yes,
So he's a bit of an asshole. But if he likes you, he loves you, and there's nothing that he wouldn't do for you. And
right.
I mean, it's just
But I do think I totally understand what you're saying, but his drug use was completely through the Legion of Doom Road Warriors. So it's like, how are you not going to? I mean, he
I
had
saw the parallels to
multiple.
Carrie. That Carrie was the party one.
Right,
Even Kevin
they
said
didn't.
that Carrie was the more outgoing party guy.
Well, but you don't have stories of Carrie having to be resuscitated or taken, or ODing like we heard
That
on
we
this
know
particular.
of.
Well,
But
that's what I'm
yeah, I
saying.
mean,
I'm
being
not saying he
crawling into the
didn't.
swimming pool to take a nap.
Yeah. Do you believe
I,
that?
I mean, yeah, I do.
I'm not
Even
saying
with
they
Hulk Hogan
had.
telling the story, I believe it.
I just wondered. But again, I think that is unfortunately, it was just a huge part of his, as a road warrior. I mean, I think that's really hard to gloss over some of that. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't think it was maybe, I didn't think it sucked. I mean, like you
I
said, when
just
you,
thought
you
it was
text me, you're like,
excessive. I thought that felt like that first hour they were beating him like a pinata. Because I started to wonder, is this thing looping? Because it was like, and then he did this, and Joe was disappointed. Then he did this, and Joe was disappointed. Then he did this, and Joe was disappointed. It was a team; they were greater together. And if he wasn't pulling his weight, then it. And I'm like, it just seemed like a lot of repetition in that first hour.
well, and Hawk died, wait, what, 13? When did he die? 2007 or 2003?
I should have wrote it down, but
But I mean, we had interviews. I think it was 2003, but we had
I was a little later
interviews.
than that.
Oh, you think so? But
Yeah,
we had interviews with Animal. I mean, he didn't die until 2020. So you have a lot more of him being able to tell about his feelings and different things. We didn't have that with Hawk because you don't have that. You don't have like recorded interviews and stuff that they could have spliced in like they did. I do love, I do appreciate how they go back and they are finding those, interviews that from people who have passed, like
yeah.
Animal, um, and just kind of giving you a little bit more history. The pictures and the videos, like of behind the scenes, like things we never have gotten to see, I think is really interesting. Um, you know,
It
so
was
I mean, I
funny
wasn't.
because there's lots that they didn't like their AWA run. AWA started doing like a syndicated program in Dallas,
Mhm.
and they would show up. It was a syndicated program, and they would cut localized promos like they were never coming to Dallas, but they made it sound like they were coming to Dallas. They were actually cutting promos. Like Hawk and Animal cut a promo that they were coming to Dallas, and if Von Erichs tried to put the claw on their head, they'd just slap it off.
Could you imagine them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
First off, could you imagine them as a bouncer at your favorite watering hole, and like what kind of what kind of clientele they might have had to remove, and like what that would have looked like? I think that would have been fascinating.
You know,
Granny, Granny, what? Granny, what was her? What was it called? Granny P, Granny D,
something like
Granny.
that. But they talked about Ole finding the Road Warriors, but he did it for a reason. And we'd heard it on another podcast. And I'd go to the chat if y'all remember the story, because I thought it was a little bit different. He went and got the Road Warriors out of necessity because they had lost somebody. I don't know that they replaced the Briscoes with them.
Let me look and see. I
But
feel like
I,
who
I
was
know through some
talking?
of
Do you
these.
remember?
Well, I know through either Arn's podcast or Tony Schiavone's, or they talk about that Ole went and found them. Ole found them, but he was having to replace a team.
This is sounding familiar.
And
Um,
yeah, when I couldn't remember it on during the biography, it didn't really match up to what we've been told. But I mean, other than they found them in the gym, and I mean, those guys are the definition of gym rats, definitely. I think it's cool
oh
they
yes,
bonded over it. I think it's cool that they became best friends and brothers. And it just,
I Oh, that's right. Thank you, Coach Keith. Yes, they did talk about this a little bit, or somebody, you know who it was? Jim Cornette talked about it. Matt
Yeah,
Bourne.
thank you,
It was,
Coach. How you
yes,
doing
thank
tonight?
you, thank you. But
Coach
that's what
Keith
it
said they
was.
lost Matt Bourne when he was teaming with Arn, and that's
Yes, good job. We knew we had heard this before. Like something happened. Yeah, it was Jim Cornette, at least for today, Jim Cornette was talking about it.
okay.
Because he talked about the Road Warrior, right? Maybe it was Monday. I don't know when he did his show, but Jim Cornette and Brian Last, they talked about it on their show.
Willie enjoyed it. Said he's not sure what was so offensive. I don't think anything was offensive about it. I know that Hawk. I mean, Animal's wife, his widow, was pissed, and she went on Busted Open, and she was mad, and she said that they had talked about it, and she had sent like information, like these are where all the kids are, and was trying to coordinate. And but if you talk to the first wife, and you talk to the second wife, and you didn't talk to the third wife, I gotta wonder. That's a decision.
Right.
Now she got mad that they didn't mention that he died in the hotel because the daughter talks about seeing him at the hospital, but it's probably at the hospital after they got him out of the hotel because he collapsed. And if I'm understanding what she said, is when he collapsed, he fell down on her.
Right. Well, and if, depending on what kind of, you know, I mean, if he threw a blood, I mean, he could have died in fairly
Yeah,
instant. I mean,
and he'd already had the heart problem. And I mean, I love that he was a family man. Grandkids will do that for you. Wanting to watch his grandkids play sports. It. I'm just saying that I don't know if they just said screw it, we're not going to go to to the widow, or they maybe early on they thought that she was going to be hard to deal with, and they wasn't worth the wasn't worth the squeeze. I don't know. I'm just saying that I think there's two sides to the story, and you
it would
know,
be interesting to know because Willie, I will tell you this, and because I told Pondwater, I didn't even realize there was a third wife. Like when I saw that about the ranting, I was like, "What?" I didn't understand. Well, then I
yeah.
realized that one is a Kim. The one on the show is Julie. Like I do not feel like they
Now,
made me feel like Julie was an ex-wife, and
well,
maybe
she
I
said
missed
that
it.
she knew, and they'd had discussions, but she said they didn't know they had filmed it until she saw the previews when she was watching the Von Erich biography. And I can imagine if you're the widow and that's what they
Right?
put on TV and presented the second one as the wife. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I imagine she did get pissed. And I can't honestly say I don't blame her.
right because I was going to look at. Yeah, no, I would too. It's like I would be it. That was a whole interesting little part, like, and maybe okay,
But
hold
I
on, let
had
me
to
look
think
at
that even with the Hulk
animal.
Hogan documentary, I had to think that my God, his his widow, that has to be uncomfortable that Linda was duty bopped out there through the whole thing. So I mean, it's just if you've been, if I've been married more than once, so I'm kind of sensitive to the perceptions and stuff, and that it just felt like I can see the widow's problem, but I also got to think that there's a reason they didn't use her, and maybe they're taking the high road, not listing the reasons why they didn't use her.
Right.
It
Well,
just it just seems like that was
something,
such
right?
an omission that that's such an omission that I there's got to be more there. But I
Well,
definitely can understand why if she didn't know and she watched that, that would have chapped her ass and good. I'm not saying that she doesn't have a reason to be mad.
well, if you just type in, animal WWE animal, under like personal information, they only list 2 spouses. So that could be part of the confusion, but they don't give any dates. So like,
Yeah.
I just wonder, I mean, if, like you said, if Kim was not really as helpful, and if she'd only been married to him, let's just say a year, I don't have no idea, but like maybe they were like, we got all this, we know about the death because we got the kids talking. So I don't know, but I just think that's weird. They only list 2 wives on Wikipedia, and they talk about 3. So it's very confusing. I don't know.
Yeah, and the Road Warriors were, I mean, they were on top of the world. They were so over because they were tag team champions for the AWA, the NWA, Japan, and then they went to WWF and became tag champions.
I mean, look at them. I mean, with the spikes. I mean, I think, like, I don't know, like that whole presentation, and of course, we all know about the or the Road Warrior pop.
It's a real thing, and they won 100%. The Crockett Cup. I remember going to we stayed at the Hyatt right across from the Superdome for the Crockett Cup in '86, and they got on the elevator, and I was on the elevator with them, and my little brother was, I mean, he was marking out because I mean, he was only 12 or 10, right. 12. Yeah, he was 12, but I mean, they're pretty physically intimidating.
I bet.
They were some big old boys.
Willie did mention, they skipped over his, in the Hogan documentary, about skipping over the second wife, which I wonder if that was maybe Hogan's preference. You know what I'm saying? Because she's mentioned like very briefly, and he's just like, oh, like he kind of like rolls his eyes kind of stuff. And who knows? It might have been one of those things where the first or second wife, Julie, was like, I'm not going to do this if she's going to be on it, or if there was a whole lot of, like the third wife being like, I want as much time as her, or, something like you said, some demands or something. It's like, you've been married 2 years. She was married 22 years or whatever.
Yeah. Even when they do Rick, they don't catch all of Rick's.
Right. So, and like I said, I just wonder if Hogan, that was his preference. It seemed like we're not talking about her. Like, oh, okay.
Well, like I said, I got beat down constantly hearing about his drug problems. And
you know what?
Once
go ahead.
But when they did it on screen, I didn't like it then.
Oh,
it made me very uncomfortable watching it again. I didn't like when they did it to Jake. I didn't like when they did it to Hawk. And the whole thing with Draws pushing him off I didn't like it. And the crowd didn't either.
I agree. But can I just say, I was very interested. I don't know about you, but I feel like I need to go back and watch SummerSlam 92 and pay attention to, because that was definitely a match that they talked about. But I think it just really kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say things were rampant, but his behavior and the drugs. I mean, there are several people from the WWE/F, whatever, that, have passed away because of, the damage they've done to their body from drug abuse. I mean,
yes.
So it was like hugely rampant, but, not knowing if he could drive down the aisle at SummerSlam 92. And it's like, what was that like in the back watching it? You know what I mean? Like, you send them out, like, I don't know. Like, part of me wants to be like, okay, where is everybody else's culpability of like, why did you let him drive? If he was that messed up, like, why did you let him?
But you hear it. You hear those stories.
No, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like,
I mean, it happened before Hawk, and it's happened after Hawk.
Oh yeah, but it's one of those really weird. It's one of those, I don't know. Like, I think that happens a lot in athletics. Like people who don't need to be doing something because of the situation. Like they should have pulled him, but then you've got this huge crowd, and you know what I mean? Like the promoter did, or I'm just saying, like you allow a lot more when it's an athlete and there's things on the line, I think.
Yeah.
And that's really not good.
Well, Coach Keith says in 1989 at Halloween Havoc in Philly, that was the loudest cheer that he'd ever heard of any sporting event when the Road Warriors were fighting the Skyscrapers. And I remember being in the Superdome when they beat Magnum TA and Ronnie Garvin for the Crockett Cup, and I remember them hoisting that cup and the check, and it was just getting to see the Road Warriors live was like, I think the Road Warriors may have been my second T-shirt I ever bought.
I can only imagine.
And the face paint that Hawk had on my T-shirt was where he put the triangle under his eyes and above them. And I remember that because you had to send off for those shirts back then.
Oh yeah, like in the back of the magazine.
Yeah. And I don't even think that the Road Warriors shirt I ordered was the one I got. but I got a Road Warriors shirt. They were badass. I loved watching the Road Warriors. And
I do like that it is a redemption. Like literally, he should have. There were multiple times his family. I love seeing his family, Hawk's family.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was cool because he didn't have any children.
His brothers loved him very much. I mean, but hey,
100%.
I don't know. I got a drug addict in my family, and everybody loves him. Great guy. Got a problem.
Well, of course, like you said, if he loves you, he's probably the best ever. And again, an addiction is it's a disease. You know what I mean? Like it's something that is really something that they wrestle with, pun intended. But I do love I loved all the family. I love how they talked to his brothers. I totally could see this family growing up and, throwing each other into the different, like you could see them wrestling around. I mean, you could just see this family. I like that they had that. That was nice. I do like it. It's a redemption story. I mean, for whatever reason.
I think Nikita Koloff did an incredible job.
Oh my gosh.
I think if I'm looking for some positives, and I did enjoy the end of the documentary.
Right.
Like I said, this one didn't hit for me, but Nikita was a bright spot. Lex was a bright spot.
It's always funny because I know you've met Nikita Koloff and I have too. And like he switches back and forth.
Yeah.
so when he's talking, obviously when he's doing, and for you all that don't know, his legal name is Nikita Koloff, but he does these kind of they're not camps. What are they called? Retreats, men retreats, right?
Man camps. Yes.
Man camps. Thank you. He does do these things. I am very sure that Danielle.
He did one at Danielle and Patrick's church. It was
yes, not too long ago. I feel like it probably been long.
I had intended to go, but driving all the way across the state, down there and back in the same day was a big ask.
Oh yeah, but I
couldn't find anybody to go with me.
Oh, I would have gone. But I think it's interesting how at least we see the last couple times anyway. We had Tully Blanchard who kind of have lost everything, turned himself over to God, and went on to do prison ministry, and no telling how many people he might have touched. Same thing with Hawk. Nikita, he had a lot of tragedy in his life. His wife died and different things, but the fact that he does these man camps, that he is so spiritual and wants to be very uplifting. He has things on X, he posts stuff and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
But these man camps, if you're ever, if you are felt led, go check it out.
I want to say that Jay-Z's been to one,
I feel like Coach,
I know Coach Rosie's been to one.
yeah. Like, but anyway, like you said, Nikita's doing that for people that he knows. And the fact that Hawk had not passed with all these different trials of, different things, multiple incidences where he disappeared in Japan for like they didn't even know where he was.
Well, the thing was that he didn't go cranking through wives.
Right.
I mean, he went cranking through drugs.
Right.
But then he found somebody. He found somebody, and he got it under control. And then his body failed him.
Her name was Dale.
Dale.
Yeah, but I just think that was an interesting bit because he did not pass until after. I mean, he could have passed multiple ways, but he needed to hear Nikita Koloff's. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like everybody is a tapestry, and like things are just weaved. Like he had to be there and touched at the right moment of whatever Nikita, I'm sure had been telling him forever. But
yeah, I'm sure he throws it. He probably throws that invitation out to everybody, and he gets used to being told no all the time.
Right. Well, yeah.
But then there's a time when you're ready to hear it.
Exactly. Well, you know what? It's just planting a seed. I'm sure he's probably just thinking, I'm planting a seed. You always have that in the back of your head.
Stephanie had started on me like she was wanting to go to church on Sunday. And I said, and I wasn't getting a lot. We go to church, and I wasn't getting a lot out of the services.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, I said, can we go visit somewhere else? And because I said, I just don't, I'm not getting anything out of it. Then we went to our church that Sunday, and bam, all of a sudden, the preacher that I didn't think I was getting anything from, I was getting it. And so, I mean, it was just weird. Like I don't know what was different from the last time to that time. Because
probably the Holy Spirit, Holy Ghost.
So I'm saying it's when it hits you, it hits you. And
exactly.
And I mean, I'm a work in progress. I'm what prayer lists are made for. So
heck yeah. That was your guardian angel went and said, "Oh, we got to do something. Mayday, mayday."
But so until you're ready to hear it, you're not going to hear it.
No. Oh no.
And it's just, my heart broke for Paul Ellering because you could tell
brothers, like everybody was so emotional when they talked about him passing.
They had to be genuinely good people for people to like them that much.
And again,
I met Animal once, and I met him, got a picture with him.
Mm-hmm.
But my experience with him wasn't all that great because he was pissed off.
Oh.
But right before it was my turn to get a picture with him, Dawn Marie was over there and she pissed him off.
Oh.
They had a conversation. There was something, I don't remember, but I'm sure she was hitting him up for something. And because he was super annoyed, and I don't blame him I don't think he was a jerk or anything. I'm just like,
you were just the wrong time.
Yeah, I got him at the wrong time, but
right.
But I got a cool picture.
That's cool. And there's other things too, of course, obviously, and I do appreciate it. Like they probably, his family, Paul Ellering, maybe even Nikita Koloff, like they probably knew more of the struggles of Hawk, as in what he was battling, why he was battling, what demons he was battling. And so
they witnessed it.
Right. But I mean, they may know, like, he may have thought I wasn't good enough. Like there was a reason why he was using drugs. He was trying to feel better. Like there was something that was, there was a demon. Like there was something that was just tearing him apart. Or he wasn't worthy, something, I don't know what it was, but I mean, they might have.
Or maybe it just started out they liked to have a good time. And then the good time became a problem.
See, I hear you, but I don't believe that.
I don't know. I can't pretend like I know anything about that.
Right. That's true.
I've seen drugs destroy some really good people.
And you're right. Maybe it started off that way, and then after a certain point, you can't stop. Your body needs it or whatever. But I truly believe that between alcoholism, a lot, drug use, I mean, you're trying to fill a hole. You're trying to make something better, and you get that for a brief moment, right? But
Yeah.
I just think it's way more than I like the taste of, top shelf whiskey.
I do.
I know, but I'm
Who
just
don't?
saying. I'm saying for an alcoholic is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Let me ask you. We watch these things and people look back on it and we criticize angles. Now, I do remember at the time I didn't like I didn't like when they did it to Scott Hall. I didn't like when they did it to none of that. I don't like.
Has that ever worked in
No,
any angle?
It's never not pissed me off at any age.
I ever say it's very tacky. I do not like it.
But we go back and look at angles and pick them apart in hindsight. But because people will crap on the Ultimate Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember ever seeing the Warrior run to the ring when I wasn't excited to watch the Warrior.
Right. No, I agree.
The crazy promos and against Hogan but now we go back and we talk about they start talking about behind the scenes and now, but we forget how much we enjoyed that stuff. And when Hawk and Animal came out with Sunny, Legion of Doom 2000, I popped.
Well, yeah, because we thought they were back.
Okay, we got the Legion of Doom and Sunny.
Well, I was just fine with Legion of Doom.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know what you're saying.
I didn't have an issue, and was it? I mean, their best days were behind them.
But again, they came out. They look great. They came out in their outfit. I mean, just it's that nostalgia anyway, right? I mean, we love that.
But we throw around GOAT, but it's hard to not say that they're definitely Mount Rushmore of tag team wrestling.
Oh, yes.
But I mean,
Hawk died in 2003.
Was it that long ago? I thought it was a little later, but
I know I was like you. I was kind of like, I thought for 7 or whatever.
But they're definitely, I mean, think about when they turned on Dusty and they stabbed him with the spike and
just all of it. Yeah.
It's just
wrestling was better in the 80s.
It was so much better. And then they went against the Powers of Pain and it was finally somebody that physically matched up to them.
And Demolition.
Yes.
Just,
Well, I never got excited about Demolition because I never thought that Demolition wasn't the knockoff version of the Road Warriors. It was Vince's Vince's version of the Road Warriors. Whether it was or it wasn't, that was my perception. I always saw Demolition as the less than version of the Road Warriors.
And we know that with all the lawsuits and everything, we know that Vince is a little kinky. So maybe he threw in his.
Oh, somebody asked me, said, "Hey, do you know where I can get a Demolition mask at?" I said, "Probably." And they got mad because I told them, I said, "Why don't you go check one of the adult bookstores that sell the bondage stuff?" And they got mad that I told them that. And I'm like, tell me with a straight face, that's not where they bought all that stuff at.
100%. Here, my little dumbass at 10 was like, yeah, I had no idea. Oh my gosh. Just shaking your head when you look back
Andrew.
at stuff.
It's hammer time. Andrew's here.
Oh.
It did get Dusty fired, but I think Dusty got Dusty fired. Either that or Dusty didn't believe he could get fired, but
that's an interesting thought. You think Dusty thought he couldn't get fired? I probably could see that. Don't you?
He either thought he couldn't get fired or he didn't care that he was going to. Did it?
That's really hard. Dusty or the Road Warrior? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's interesting.
Well, Dusty's the one that bled. There was the bleeding that was the problem.
Oh.
Oh, anyway.
No, that kind of, anyway.
This one, I don't know. I give it a 2.5 out of 5. What do you think?
I would probably give it a 3.5. Like I thought 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was fine. I love, like I said,
The
I love
clips were great.
the clips were great. The family, the ones that they interviewed, like I said, I didn't know, I thought all that was great. Um, the
I did
clips are
like
really
that his
good.
daughter's a hockey mom and seeing her out there skating with her
That was
son
fun.
playing hockey. And I told Steph, I said, "Aren't you glad? Could you imagine being a hockey mom?"
And you know what though? And it was really I love just the pictures and the clips, like you said. I think you're all right. Like that was fun to see that. And again, I didn't feel like, I mean, his drug use I think was very well known. So it wasn't like, they did an expose. You know what I'm saying? Like it was what it was.
Well,
And again,
it just felt like we were making that Animal was a saint and that Hawk was not.
I do think I think that they showed us the true portrayal of, Hawk was Hawk, Animal was the babysitter, and I'm sure that that's
Yeah,
not unusual for
yeah, he
some of
had
these.
2 out of 3 wives on there telling you that that's what the case was.
But yeah, we don't know that third one, but
I mean,
I'm just
obviously he wasn't real easy to live with either.
I didn't I just said when they're out on the road, we've all had those experiences, I'm sure. Like again, you're out on you're doing something and whatever. It's like the hangover, right? You're like,
Yeah,
you just got to take, you're taking your friends, you're
I
having a
don't
great
think
time.
Animal. I don't think
Somebody has
Animal
to
was
be.
the Animal was a little more choir boyish. I mean, compared to the way that they portrayed Hawk, they had Animal as choir boy.
I think
I
that
think it was just a little. Yeah, even if everything you said about Hawk was 100%, I think that I think we lifted Joe up a lot.
well, and also we're talking
And hey,
about
and I loved
the
him. I'm
tag
not bagging
team.
on him. I'm
Oh,
not
I
bagging
know,
on
I
him at
know.
all.
But I'm
I'm
sure they're
bagging on
talking
the
about the
people, the producers of this documentary. I don't think this was their finest work.
right.
Again, this was more like a dark side episode than a biography.
I I agree to disagree, right?
Okay.
But it
I
was
mean,
good.
I didn't come away with the warm fuzzy after this one,
I wasn't looking to. I mean, I wasn't really
but I came
looking
away
for a
with a warm
warm
fuzzy on
fuzzy.
the Von Erichs, and I came away with a warm fuzzy on the Horseman.
Yeah, but they didn't like skirt the fact that Tully got in trouble with drugs and that he had to, he got
Oh, I got
blackballed
it.
and how that affect. I'm just saying they didn't skirt
They
anything.
spent 45 minutes coming back around with our. I mean, it's like if they would have presented the Horseman the way they presented Hawk, we would have seen Arn on 5 occasions talk about how Tully cost him a lot of money.
Well, but you know what? It's almost like if we think about, they do seem to kind of have like a main character, like Von Erich, it was Kevin. I mean, he was there and was, showed a lot of his stuff. I think Arn was the main character in the
Right.
Four Horsemen one, and Hawk seemed to be the main character of this one. Like just the way it'd be interesting to see what's next, and if see if it continues that kind of portrayals, or if it's
Yeah,
different.
this one just fell short for me, and
Yeah,
maybe because I have such a fondness for the I mean, but I got a fondness for the Von Erichs, and I don't have a problem with them dogging out their shortcomings. So
right.
I don't know. This one just didn't hit for me, but it's worth a watch for all the footage and
Yes,
everything. That they're really digging out some stuff, and that's kind of cool.
yes, especially when you get families and you're getting like family pictures and things that you really have not seen, or stories, again, talking to his brothers and things like that. Like, I think that's cool. So,
I
yeah,
like seeing that picture of Animal holding the 3 different belts, an NWA, a WWF, and he was wearing that AWA world belt that Reggie Park so famously made.
Yes.
And I've always liked that tag belt. And if I wanted one, I bet you I could get one. If I went to Big Time Belts at facebook.com, Big Time Belts, join that group. Muhammad Zubair can make your belt dreams come true with high quality, low prices. How about that big green? This is better. This belt. How did I not get Amy in here? Hi,
Whoa,
Amy.
here I am.
Big Time Belt. Did you leave the room and come back in?
I did not.
I bet you I lost you when you froze. Anyway, producing
again.
on the air, folks. But no, I guarantee you that this belt we're looking at is a higher quality than the belt that Hulk Hogan won that night at Madison Square Garden. Because all it was a trophy shop belt. This is actual real plates. That was 10. I mean, a trophy shop belt is a lot different than a real wrestling belt. And Big Time Belts can hook you up. How about Buddy Rogers' belt? A replica of that. I love that the strap actually has a buckle on it, like they used to do. Those hit real hard for me. My Thez belt is that way. It's that time again, Amy. It's that time.
Throw it up there.
Yes, he is. But the bitch has nice belts.
That is a nice belt.
He's got a whole theme with these UWX belts. And Big Time Belt, it's a big belt and it's beautiful. There's the Mississippi belt. If you like these style state championships, Big Time Belts has got you. Is this what favorite. If you drew something like this and sent it in, it can come out looking like that.
That's so cool.
This to that. You can't beat it at Big Time Belts.
Your kid you're drawing from childhood and they made it. I cannot even imagine what that would feel like.
Do you like a substandard baseball team? I mean, unless your team plays in the National League, is it the Central? Andrew will have to connect. Pretty much all of Major League Baseball has a losing record, except for like the National League Central.
Oh,
it's crazy this season that nobody's over 500. It feels like. I mean, I don't even know how that's possible.
Talk about that, yeah.
But
that's what I'm saying. How is that possible?
But this belt is beautiful. When he goes out and gets a good seat because nobody's going to the stadium, he can take his belt, and the odds are that nobody's going to steal it from him because there's not a lot of people there. And if you're getting married, how about a belt? How about a belt? Get one like get one and get it cut into two pieces like Lay Cool. And then if y'all leave, you can take your half with you. Big Time Belts, Facebook.com. I want to thank them for sponsoring our pod. Y'all get you a belt. I mean, you can get a decent, I mean, you can get a great, I got a belt coming. I've got a cast World Tag Team belt like the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express had. Manny Fernandez and Rick Rude, one of those style. I've never owned one of those before. Never. I'm so excited because they've eluded me every time one was available, I wasn't able to pull the trigger on it. Thanks to Big Time Belts, I've got that belt dream coming true. I can't wait to get it.
Oh yes, like in the next month or so.
Yeah, well, it should be pretty soon because he already had it. It was already ready.
Oh, well, cool. So we'll get to see it soon is what I'm trying to say.
Head over to rockforrebel.com.
Yes.
We have a lot of Rock for Rebel merchandise on our store. Everything on our store, all the proceeds go to the ALS network in honor of our good friend Rebel. Mm-hmm. She's fighting this ALS. Hey, God bless Tony Khan too. Mm-hmm. He mentioned in his post in the post show presser the other night that the fight for the fallen was gonna be for ALS for Rebel. I mean, he told everybody what kind of condition about her condition, And I mean, she's fighting for her life, and I mean, it breaks your heart because she's praying for peaceful passage. I mean, she's accepted her
Right.
fate. I don't accept her fate. I'm praying for a miracle, and maybe. I mean, eventually, if they have a breakthrough, now would be a good time.
100%. And imagine the weight off of her shoulders knowing like Tony Khan has like stepped in for her medical care. And I mean, I couldn't even imagine
Yeah,
that weight off your shoulder. Like you could truly fight
he don't
without,
have to do that.
no, 100%.
He don't have to keep that going. He got. I mean, thanks to him, she finally got some decent care that they could figure out what was wrong with her.
Exactly. At least she
Uh,
knows that's got to be peaceful, to know what is wrong instead of just constantly worrying about what could this be.
yeah. Well, we love her and we hate it for her. Y'all pray for her. Support ALS. Rock for Rebel. Rockforrebel.com.
Yep.
It's time for Amy's trivia. Think you have the facts? Let's play and see.
A good throwback. So we talked about the Road Warriors Legion of Doom, but we did not talk very much about the manager, the glue that held them together, Paul Ellering. So I figured I'd do a little trivia on him.
Okay.
So Paul Ellering was born in Melrose, Minnesota on August 22nd of what year? Was it 53, 54, 55, or 56? Basically, what year was Paul Ellering born?
Oh, I'm gonna go 53, just because that's the oldest that he could be. Coach Keith thinks so too.
Okay. Well,
Anybody? Anybody else? Bueller.
I would say if they want to join, they need to say A because it is.
The real ones know.
Very good. Willie T. I told you, everybody knew. Oh, Matt.
Look, if Matt comes in, Matt came in and got it wrong after the fact.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. It's delaying, or I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But before Ellering became a professional wrestler, yes, he was a wrestler. He was an accomplished what?
Oh,
So before he got into wrestling,
I've watched him, and his Mid-South stuff is really good. Some of it's uncomfortable. But
well,
he did an angle where he had a bunch of kids in the ring, and it was just uncomfortable as hell.
I can only imagine. So before Ellering became a professional wrestler, he was a very accomplished Was
He's
it
definitely
radio
a power
DJ?
lifter.
Huh?
He's a power lifter for sure.
Let me read the choices. A radio DJ, a minor league baseball player, a dog sledder, or a power lifter. Okay, fine. It's a power lifter. All y'all got it right.
I mean,
But
his whole gimmick in Mid-South was doing feats of strength. I mean, he looked like he had the blonde hair, the blonde flowing hair, and he had a hell of a physique.
And you know what? I think two things. I think maybe I did not realize he actually ran the Iditarod. He is a dog sledder. He did that after wrestling. So that was not made up. He was in the Alaskan dog race, the Iditarod.
He's a fascinating cat.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the other thing, I think, because
I love his daughter.
Oh, well, yeah. She's a powerlifter, too. Because he was with the Road Warriors, I feel like and they're such big, huge guys. I mean, he's almost 6 foot tall. Like if you would have asked me, I would have said he was a lot shorter because he's always towered by them. But but he's like 6. He was like 5'11". So anyway, I thought that was.
I think JJ kind of patted himself a little bit over early Paul Ellering.
You think?
Paul Ellering would come out and he'd have the Wall Street Journal and.
No, I did not.
Yeah,
but that's interesting to know.
I think I see it.
Yeah, I mean, I could see, and I mean, I could see that. So he won the NWA Southern Heavyweight Championship / Mid-Southern Heavyweight Championship. They called it either one on April 7th, 1980 at a CWA show in Memphis by defeating who? So he won the Southern Heavyweight Championship by defeating, was it Bill Irwin, Bill Dundee, Jimmy Valiant, or Tommy Rich?
I think it was.
And CWA is, as y'all know, is Continental Wrestling.
Yeah. In 1980, it was either Jimmy Valiant or Tommy Rich. I feel comfortable that I've narrowed it down to those two. Coach thinks Bill Dundee. Coach is probably right.
And Willie thinks it's Jimmy Valiant.
In 80, Tommy Rich was still young. I'm going to go Jimmy Valiant because that's what I feel like it is, but I could be wrong.
You're not. It was Jimmy Valiant.
Look at me go, kid.
But I will say this. All the other options were, that belt really flip-flopped a lot. So all of them were the champion within a 12-month span. So
that was like Sonny. Everybody got a shot at it.
Oh, you stop it. What type of injury caused Paul Ellering to retire from active wrestling in 1982? He did not have a very long career in wrestling. He had to retire from active wrestling in 82. Was it an eye injury, a knee injury, a neck injury, or a shoulder injury?
I feel like it was an eye injury, but it's probably his neck. But oh, man, why does it feel like there was something going on with his eye? But he apparently didn't quit lifting, so I don't think it was. I'm going C neck.
All right. Anybody in the chat want to take a wild gander? Willie thinks it's his knee. You say his neck. Thought maybe his eye. Ooh, Coach Keith went with you.
If it's eye, I'm not going to be surprised though.
Actually, you should have gone with Willie. It was his knee.
Willie. Everybody's getting everybody in the field is hitting tonight.
You know what though? I like it. I like having that trivia where you're just not sure, right? This is a good one. All right, Paul Ellering. Next question. What year was Paul Ellering named Manager of the Year by the Pro Wrestling Illustrated, the PWI? Was it 83, 84, 85, or 86? He was named Manager of the Year in what year? 83, 84, 85, or 86?
86 seems like the obvious one because they won the Crockett Cup. But I think it's 84.
Why do you think it's 84?
Because that's when they won the AWA World Tag Team Championships.
Oh.
And they also had success in Japan.
Anybody in the chat want to take a
Willie's
guess?
Saying 85.
I will say it was 84. Da, 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 da. And the Road Warriors were also named Tag Team of the Year in 84. Multiple times after that, but they were the tag team.
I can't imagine that they weren't the Tag Team of the Year in 86.
But yeah, so
when you said it, and I in my mind I can see the magazine is why.
Oh yeah,
that one I felt pretty sure about that one.
So Ellering was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame along with the Road Warriors by Dusty Rhodes. He inducted them in what year? Was it 2009, 2010, 2011, or 2012?
I'm going to let the chat answer, but I know what it is because I saw the clip in the documentary.
Oh, okay. You remembered it. You remember?
Yeah, I remember it from the documentary.
Okay. Well,
Terry's correct. It was 2012.
No! 2011. I was sitting there like,
Well, I misremembered.
I thought you were. I just it was it. I thought maybe you were. No, 2011.
I could have swore that they had a clip from the 2012 Hall of Fame.
They shouldn't have.
So there you go, Coach Keith. You the man.
Coach Keith got it. Now you're gonna make me double check because you know that's what I got to do. I don't think they have any more. I don't think A&E has any now anytime soon. I thought that was fun. I like that. I'm just saying.
Well, if you're joining us on YouTube, you already know about the greatness that is Mark Out Moments. But if you're on Facebook or X, come on over, markoutmoments.net. That's our YouTube channel. We got a lot of cool stuff going on our channel. We have Drunken Pop. If you like pop culture, TJ, Andrew, TJ, Dave, and Timmy. TJ, those three do a hell of a job. They take a month in a year. They do a deep dive into it, the news, the box scores, the charts, the movies. Sometimes they talk about wrestling. It's a fun listen. TJ tries to keep those two Nimrods under control. And he's got his hands full.
Yes, he does. Do you want to hear? Remind me to tell you something funny.
All right. What we like to refer to as the best show on our network.
100%.
And then we're all striving to get there. The TNA Top 10. Andrew, Allison, Terry. They're so much fun. I had to do the watch party Sunday night, and I was not able to watch them because I can't go any further. But there was a reason I could not change my YouTube to watch them, and it was killing me.
I do want to say,
but I got up before work the next morning, and I came in here and I put it on real quick, and I fast forwarded so I could see what the 10 items were. And
I do think
the bowl cut. You're wrong for that, Terry. Putting a bowl cut on me was.
Well, what I was going to say is, I listened to it today, but I will be going to YouTube because I need to see these pictures of all the different things. So,
Terry has gotten quite clever. He had me in parachute pants. Andrew in hammer pants were like, I may save that and make it like when I text him, that's his picture on my phone.
But
the hammer
definitely,
pants.
You all need to get over there and check them out on YouTube.
I said
so that you can see these pictures.
I said I thank God every day that there's not a picture of me when I bought when I wore parachute pants, because it was pretty short lived.
Yes,
but there's no picture of me in the parachute pants, and thank God for that. But Terry said hold my beer, and he got ChatGPT to put them in there.
Hey, you know what though? I did not realize that the Road Warriors partnered helped design the Zubas. I didn't know.
Yeah, that. they owned them.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like they partnered.
They were owners of the company, and also that Water Rush line.
Yeah,
came from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I mean, the Water Rush had Freddy's blades had become needles and stuck in somebody's arm. What a rush! But so I mean, that's kind of like got it. I mean, they showed the clip, and I was like, oh, it's kind of cringe, but I
didn't know that's where it came from. That was kind of cool to hear that's where it came from.
Well, the first time I heard him say "What a Rush," that I remembered it because I love the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Oh, you knew it as soon as he said it?
I knew I'd heard it before.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Like I said, I didn't.
It made me think that. I don't know that I put two and two together that they stole it from that.
Oh, that's pretty cool though.
Bash on the buttons. TJ's playing video games. He just did after doing tag. He was playing tag team wrestling the other night. He gets on there. He's got all the old units, and he's doing it every once a week. He gets on and does bash on the buttons, and check out what he's got going on over there. Mint card markout coming up at the bottom of the hour in 10 minutes from now. Mint card markout where we do card breaks. I've got a box. Amy's got a box.
I got 2 little boxes. So
So we got boxes, and and TJ's got a box, a mega box, and we're gonna grip them and rip them and see if we got some cool stuff.
Let's hope.
See if my retirement's in this box.
That's right. Yeah, really. Mine too, right?
You know the Randy Orton card, the 1-of-1 Randy Orton patch card. He had a patch on his knee pad from WrestleMania when he wrestled Joe Henry. And they put that patch on the card, and Randy autographed the card. And it was a 1-of-1 card, and somebody got it and sold it for $42,000.
Oh my gosh.
I can't even wrap my brain around that.
So
anyway, catch us live here on the channel in 10 minutes. As soon as we wrap this up, we're going to go to Mint Card Markout. Over on the Dav Network, we got our friend Kevin Davenport doing the Double Drop Kick podcast. I've been rescheduled until the end of June, last weekend of June, 27th, I think, 26th, 27th.
Before we know it, that's crazy.
And then spanning the globe every Thursday, wrestling belts and the events of the day. Mark and crew, they all do a great job over there. So catch our friends what they got going on, and catch us at markoutmoments.net.
Good deal. Hang on, Darren.
Next week, we're probably going to share. Next week, we'll probably talk about our weekend in Nashville. We're going to Jeff Jarrett's Asylum weekend. It's one of the specially tailored weekend events that if you're a backstage pass member at Ring Classics, these are customized experiences. So we'll be there this weekend, and we'll report back next week on all the great things that have happened.
I cannot wait. Oh, Coach Keith is going. Yay.
So anything else, Amy?
No, I think that's all.
Yes, Darren, there is a fall experience, and I believe it's going to be in October. And that's all I know. That's all I can reveal right now.
Gotcha.
Anyway.
But yeah, I'm good.
I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Y'all keep it lively. Willie, Miss Ginger, Ben, the TNA Top 10, Coach Keith, Darren Staley. Cannot walk to it. Well, you could, but I mean, you better start walking now. Matt Presley, everybody that joined us, thank y'all so much. We appreciate you being here. For the First Lady of the Arn Anderson Fan Club, Miss Amy Vaughn, I'm Super Dave, and we will see you next week on Talking Rasslin on Mark Out Moments. Good night.
Talking Rasslin, time to go. Thanks for watching our epic show.